Welcome to today's broadcast of Carroll High School Athletics. This is CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports. Now, here are your Carroll Chargers.
Hello everybody and welcome to CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports. I'm Matthew James and I'll be calling today's game for you between the visiting Bishop Dwenger Saints and your Carroll Chargers. We had a little bit of technical difficulty. I could not get the top of the first inning to you, but there were no runs, no hits for Bishop Dwenger, so nothing important was missed. Pitching today for the Chargers is Keegan Nichols. He got the 3 outs with a ground out to the catcher by the leadoff hitter Dominic Garrett, a ground out to second by the second hitter Evan Fenker, and a swinging strikeout from number 18 Cody Miller. So a 1-2-3 inning for Nichols to start the game. And Carroll will be up to bat now for the bottom of the first inning, and leading off for them is shortstop number 12 Corey McRae. On the hill today for Bishop Dwenger is number 9, Evan Fenker. And the first pitch to McRae is up and in for ball 1. McRae, who's leading off today, which he batted at the bottom of the lineup the last time I was here, is hitting .255 on the season with no home runs and 12 RBIs. The second pitch was also inside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Fenker into the windup, and the pitch is a breaking ball down in the dirt, and quickly a 3-0 count on McRae. We'll see if the coaches let him loose here on the 3-0 count. I doubt they will. But in the last week, I've been watching some Major League Baseball, and I have seen some more players swinging on 3-0 counts. The pitch from Fenker is a breaking ball at the knees for strike 1. Good pitch there from Fenker. It got the knees. It didn't have a lot of speed. Normally, in a 3-0 count, a pitcher will go to a fastball. Into the windup again, and 3-1 pitch is swung on and popped up high in the air by McRae, drifting over down into foul territory, and not going to get there is the first baseman, Jeff Mugg. So it will be a full count now on McRae. McRae on the season hitting .255. He has a pretty high .419 on base percentage. He has walked 12 times, which is tops on the team. He has also struck out 14 times, which is tied for tops on the team. And the payoff pitch from Fenker is swung on and ripped into right field. Good opposite field hitting by McRae, and that one gets past the right fielder Gabbett, and McRae is going to go to second, and they're going to hold him there. So McRae is going to get the single plus the error by the right fielder, Andrew Gabbett. And now Carroll has a leadoff runner in scoring position to start the first at bat. That'll bring up center fielder number 11, Luke Brunner, hitting .286 here on the season. This is the final home game for the Chargers. And the first pitch from Fenker is swung on and hit high into the air down the right field line. Curving foul, and it will land near the Carroll bullpen for an 0-1 count. Brunner on the season has no home runs and 12 RBIs. Similar to McRae, who got the single and the error to get into scoring position to start today's game for the Chargers. So no runs and a hit so far for them. Fenker looks in and sets. The 0-1 pitch is up high for ball 1. Brings it to a 1-1 count. The right fielder, Andrew Gabbett, hasn't shown a lot of speed. He's had a couple of fly balls that faster players might have been able to get to. And he also had that fielding error, which gave McRae an extra base. And Brunner, if he pulls the ball, hit it right to him. And he does. A single down the line just past first. McRae is being waved in, and he will score easily. The throw to second. Brunner is going to get in there with a double. Good hitting by Brunner, who is a pull hitter. He hit that one as a lefty right down the first base line, past Jeff Mugg in a very good attempt, and it got all the way into right field for Gabbett again. And now it is 1-0 Chargers, and that will bring up Sam Williams, who is playing second base today, and like he usually does. And the first pitch from Fenker is fouled back by Williams, 0-1 count. Williams on the season is the Chargers' best hitter. He is hitting .403 with a .522 on-base percentage. Just outrageous numbers. He has no home runs and 12 RBIs on the season as well, just like McRae and Brunner. Second pitch to him is a breaking ball over the inside corner for strike 2. Williams here, though, quickly behind 0-2. He struck out 6 times on the season. We'll see if he can get one of those pitches back here. Fenker is set, and into the windup. The pitch is a little bit up high for ball 1. He has shown decent velocity on his pitches so far. His breaking ball doesn't have a lot of bite early here, not a lot of control, but his fastball has been hitting the strike zone more often than not. But it also has been getting hit pretty hard, as McRae hit it hard into right field, and so did Brunner, as Fenker steps off to check on Brunner at second. Again, peering in at the catcher is Fenker, and the pitch from him is swung on and hit down the first base line, foul by Williams. That one was pretty close to being fair, but just a little bit off the first base bag, and we will again stay with a 1-2 count. Brunner on the season at second base has 5 stolen bases, so he is a threat to run. Williams has 9 to lead the team if he gets on, and the pitch is swung on, and in front of it was Williams. He fouls it back off past the Charger dugout behind the first baseline, and again, it is a 1-2 count. Fenker is getting hit pretty hard here. He's not getting a lot of swings and misses, so he's got to find a little bit more velocity and a little more break. And the pitch is swung on and grounded to first, grounded to second, and they are going to get him just barely. That one was grounded very slowly. Charging on the play was Joe Veracco, and he did get the ball flipped over to first. He was standing right next to Mugg just in time, but that also allows Luke Brunner to advance to third base. And that will bring up the cleanup hitter, Trevor Snyder, the third baseman. He has 2 of the 4 home runs hit by the team. Matthew Niels has the other 2. He is not in the lineup tonight for the Chargers. Snyder, the first pitch is a breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1. So in the bottom of the first, the Chargers are already leading 1-0 with 2 hits. Luke Brunner is on third, and it's Trevor Snyder, the cleanup hitter, at the plate with just 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Fenker peers in, and the pitch is taken at the knees over the outside corner for a strike. Good location on that breaking ball from Fenker. Snyder on the season hitting .343 with a .444 on-base percentage. And the pitch to Snyder is over the inside corner. Good fastball location from Fenker for strike 2. Snyder has 2 home runs and 15 RBIs on the season. He also strikes out a lot, though. He does have 14. And the pitch from Fenker is a breaking ball. Snyder was able to lay off of it, and it is 2 balls and 2 strikes. He did seem tempted. He started to break just a little, but came back quickly. He did not go around, and that brings the count to 2-2 on Snyder. Bishop Dwenger wearing their navy blue uniforms. The D on their chest is very similar to the Detroit Tigers logo. It looks pretty cool. And the pitch to Snyder is a breaking ball a little bit outside, and it is a full count now. But the D looks just like the Tigers logo. It looks pretty cool on there for him, and we'll see if it brings them any luck, but they're already down 1-0. The payoff pitch to Snyder is fouled back right to the backstop, and it will remain a full count. Now, it didn't seem that Evan Fenker was a pitcher. He's listed here as an infielder or outfielder, but before the game he was the one taking some warm-up pitches in the bullpen, which was a sign that he would be the starter today, which he is. And the pitch is a breaking ball outside for ball 4, and that'll put Snyder on. So now we have runners on the corners with still just 1 out, and that will bring up Brett Peters, the right fielder. Brett Peters on the season has a .333 batting average and a .462 on-base percentage. He has no home runs and 10 RBIs on the season. Still just 1 out and runners on the corners. Carroll up 1-0. The first pitch to Peters is just low, maybe a little bit off the outside corner as well, for ball 1. And you could not ask for more beautiful way to play baseball. Just about 75 degrees, very, very little wind. It's just a gorgeous day. Pitch from Fenker is over the outside corner, but a little high for ball 2. And that brings it to a 2-0 count on Peters. And again, there is still just 1 out in the inning here, recorded by Bishop Dwenger. And the pitch from Fenker is a breaking ball in the dirt, and a 3-0 count now on Brett Peters. Peters is hitting 5th. The rest of the lineup is Isaac Wagner, Brayton Carpenter, Lane Lewis, and Keegan Nichols, the pitcher. The 3-0 pitch from Fenker is over the outside corner, just at the knees for strike 1. A little bit of a delayed call there from the home plate umpire, but it just did catch the outside corner of the plate. So a 3-1 count now on Peters, and Fenker's pitch is bunted by Peters right back to him, and they're going to go home, and they will get Brunner. Good recognition by Fenker as the bunt. Peters will get to first, and Snyder will get to second on the fielder's choice. Brunner is out at the plate, and it remains a 1-0 game. Now there are runners on first and second. So good defense there from Bishop Dwenger, preventing Carroll from scoring another run. And that will bring up number 29, Isaac Wagner, playing first base tonight. And on the season, Wagner is hitting .478 with a .571 on-base percentage. First pitch to him is up and in for ball 1. Wagner also on the season has no home runs and 8 RBIs for the Chargers. 1-0 pitch is swung on and hit to second base, and up looking for it too quickly was Joe Veracco. He tried to turn and throw the ball before he had it securely in his glove, and the ball stayed with him, but that will load the bases on an error. And coming up is the left fielder, number 3, Brayton Carpenter. We'll see what he can do. He was not in the lineup the last game I had. Carpenter has not had any hits here on the season. He hasn't had a ton of at-bats, but he does have a .421 on-base percentage, as the first pitch is a breaking ball down and away for ball 1. Carpenter has been used as a pitcher in 1 game. This is his 8th game of the season, not a regular for the Chargers. And set is Fenker. The 1-0 pitch is a breaking ball in the dirt for ball 2. Throwing a lot of breaking balls here is Fenker, and they haven't been too effective so far. But now there are 2 outs, but the bases are loaded. Carroll's already up 1-0. And the pitch from Fenker is up high for ball 3, 1 pitch away from walking in the game's Carroll's second run. Trevor Snyder is on third. Brett Peters is on second. Isaac Wagner is on first. Fenker's got to calm down here if he wants to keep this game at bay. And the pitch is a fastball right down Broadway for strike 1. Good comeback. We'll see if he can get a couple more strikes to get out of this jam without allowing any further damage. He sets quickly, and the 3-1 pitch to Carpenter is whipped through the hole at short and third, and that will advance all runners 1 base. Trevor Snyder is going to score. That will bring Peters to third, Wagner to second. Carpenter will be on first with a hard hit single, and that brings the Chargers lead to 2-0. And they have hit very well here in the first off of Evan Fenker. Catcher Lane Lewis will be up now, hitting in the 8th spot in the order today for the JV Chargers. And we'll see if he can bring home any more runs. They're already up 2-0, as the first pitch to him is well up high. Good block by the catcher, Cody Miller, to keep it from going behind him, but it is a 1-0 count on Lewis. Fenker is set, and the second pitch to him is swung on and hit to short. And again, another error going across the diamond and not going to get the Lewis is Trey Sanford playing short today for Bishop Dwenger. That is their 3rd error of the inning, if my math is correct. Sanford looks like a ball player. He's very athletic, very strong upper body, but he just like Veracco, he rushed it, and it's going to cost his team a run. So that'll bring home Peters. Wagner advances to third, Carpenter to second, And Lewis will get to first on the E6, and that'll bring up Keegan Nichols, the pitcher. And he takes ball one down and away. Set is Fenker, and the second pitch to him is another breaking ball down and away. But it catches the outside corner for strike one. Looked a little outside, but it did catch the knees, and I'm out at a great angle here on the third baseline. So it is a 1-1 count, and the pitch to Nichols is swung on and hit to Sanfrey again. He's going to go a long way to first, and this time he will record the out, and that will end the first inning. But the Chargers strike 3 times. They are up 3-0 here after 1 inning. The Saints coming up to bat with the 4, 5, 6 hitters, Bloom, Gabet, and Mugg. We'll be right back with the second here on CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
Hello everybody and welcome back to CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports. We're just about set for the top of the second, and due up first is number 33, the third baseman William Bloom, hitting in the cleanup spot today for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. We'll see what he can do, as in the first inning, Keegan Nichols was able to get through Bishop Dwenger 1-2-3 with 2 groundouts and a strikeout. Looking good. Nichols, this is his 7th game, and I'll bring you his pitching stats in a moment, as the first pitch to Bloom is down and away for ball 1. Nichols has been in 6 games, 0-2 record, 20 innings pitched, 3.5 ERA. The 1-0 pitch to Bloom is outside for ball 2. Nichols also has given up has 17 strikeouts. He's given up 24 hits in his starts, and the third pitch is a breaking ball down and away for ball 3, and he's behind Bloom here. 3-0 already. Into the windup, and the pitch is over the outside corner for strike 1. Good location on the fastball. He's walked 10 and given up 24 hits in 20 innings pitched, and the pitch is a good breaking ball. Out in front of it was Bloom, and that brings the count full. So a 3-2 count now. Well, obviously that's what the full count is. And the payoff pitch for Nichols is just off the outside corner, and Bloom will be on for the Saints' first base runner with a leadoff walk to start the second inning. That will bring up the number 5 hitter, right fielder, Andrew Gabet. He made an error back in the first inning, but we'll see if he can make up for it here at the plate. Nichols pitching from the stretch, and the first pitch is a good fastball. Gabet was behind it, and it is an 0-1 count. Nichols also, opponents are hitting .267 off of him on the season. Ahead 0-1 here of Gabet. He is set, and the stretch pitch is swung on and fouled back by Gabet, and it is an 0-2 count now. Bloom has a decent lead off first. It doesn't look like he's going to steal, at least not yet, but we'll see here in the course of the next few pitches. So ahead 0-2 is Nichols, and he does do a pickoff move there. Back in there safely is Bloom, and he'll get reset. Bloom's got an okay lead, maybe 2-3 steps there off first, and then 0-2 pitch to Gabet is just off the outside corner for ball 1. So that brings it to a 1-2 count. Nichols is looking back at the runner at first, Bloom again, and the pitch is a good breaking ball. Out in front of it was Gabet, and that will be a strikeout. Good looking breaking ball, and that will be out number 1 in the inning. That will bring up first baseman, number 36, Jeff Mugg. We'll see what Mugg can do. He worked pretty good in the field in his at-bats. At first base, excuse me. The first pitch to Mugg is a ball off the outside corner, 1-0 count. Bloom is on first with 1 out here in the top of the second, and it is 3-0 Carroll. The second pitch to Mugg is grounded right back to Nichols at the mound. He'll go to second for 1. Williams stretching out at second, makes a nice play. to keep that one from sailing into center field, but that will take Bloom off the base paths, but also put Mugg back on first in his place as the fielder's choice is committed. And that will bring up number 5, George Tallarico, playing center field.
5, George Tallarico.
And Nichols is set. Winds up, and the pitch is swung on and hit right to second. Williams is going to make the tag on the base pass. Good alert play, and that will end the inning here as Bishop Dwenger gets no runs on it, no hits. They get a walk and a fielder's choice. And the score after 1.5 is the Chargers 3, the Saints 0. We'll be right back with the bottom of the second here on CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
Hello everybody and welcome back to CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports. Due up for the bottom of the second is the top of the order, Corey McRae, Luke Brunner, and Sam Williams. The first pitch from Fenker to McRae is taken inside for ball 1. McRae in his first at-bat single advanced to second on an error by the right fielder and eventually came around to score. The 1-0 pitch from Fenker is swung on and ripped right up the middle into center field. McRae is going to be on with a leadoff single, his second of the game. And he is 2 for 2. Good start for Corey McRae. That'll bring up Luke Brunner, who doubled, advanced to third on a ground out, and then eventually was tagged out at home when Brett Peters tried to bunt him in. But he is 1 for 1 in the game also. Fenker peers and McRae could be a threat to steal. He's scoring 4 bases on the season, and the first pitch to Brunner is up and in for ball 1. Brunner is a pretty good hitter for the Chargers. He's looked very good so far in today's game. And he has a good opportunity to advance McRae into scoring position. He thinks about the bunt, and McRae is off the base paths, and he went off too far. The catcher throws down and picks off McRae at first, and now the base paths are empty for Brunner. He took a strike on the play, by the way, and it is a 1-1 count. Fenker, more relaxed now, nobody's on the base paths, throws a breaking ball in the dirt, and it is a 2-1 count now on Brunner. Brunner hitting .286 on the season. Not great, but pretty solid number there. And the 2-1 pitch from Fenker is swung on and hit into deep center field. Drifting back a few steps ahead of the warning track is the center fielder George Tallarico, and he will make the catch for out number 2. And that'll bring up Sam Williams, who, hitting .403, grounded out to second in his first at-bat.
Number 2, Sam Williams.
So Williams, who is a good fielder, probably the most complete all-around player here on the JV Chargers. And the first pitch to him is swung on and ripped into left center field. It will be cut off in left by Dominic Garrett, and that will limit Williams to a single, but on the first pitch he turns, and there's again a base runner for the Chargers. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, number 20, Trevor Snyder. Snyder in the game has walked, and he eventually came around to score Carroll's second run. The pitch to him is fouled back, and it is an 0-1 count now on him. Snyder has 2 home runs on the season. We'll see if he can hit his third. This is the final home game for any of the 3 Carroll teams. The boys varsity had their last one on Friday, and the the varsity girls had one on last Tuesday, and the pitch to Snyder is a breaking ball in the dirt, gets away from the catcher a little bit, and that'll allow Williams, a very speedy runner, to steal his 10th base of the season, and he is now in scoring position with 2 outs. It is a 1-1 count on Snyder with 2 outs, and the pitch to him is swung on and jams him in on the hands. He is able to fight it off, foul it into right field foul territory, and that will bring it to a 1-2 count. Fakers looked a lot more relaxed and composed in this inning than he did in the first inning. And we'll see if he can get through the bottom of the second unscathed. The 1-2 pitch is well up high on the changeup, and it is a 2-2 count now on Snyder. Faker getting set pretty quickly. He's had a pretty good rhythm so far in the game. And the 2-2 pitch to Snyder is swung on and fouled back, well out of play, and the count remains 2-2. Faker is set. Into the windup, and the 2-2 pitch to Snyder is swung on and fouled back again. That one was a little high, probably would have been ball 3, but instead he fouls it off, and it is still a 2-2 count. Williams on second. I'm not sure if he's going to steal. He just stole his 10th base of the season, a team-leading 10th base stolen base of the season. Nobody else has more than 5 on the team. Again, the 2-2 pitch to Snyder is a breaking ball. He does not chase it, and that will bring the count full with 2 outs and a runner on second. I'm not sure if they're going to send Williams here. If he was on first, they definitely send him, but he's on second. And the payoff pitch is up high for ball 4. Snyder is going to walk again for the second time in the game. And Williams does steal third on the play, so he has 11 stolen bases now on the season. And that will bring up Brett Peters, who reached on a fielder's choice in the first, and he eventually came around to score on 2 errors and a hit. It is already 3-0. There are runners on the corners with Snyder at first, Williams at third, and Peters at the plate. The first pitch to him is grounded, dribbled to third, and it is a foul ball. That one was close. It was mishandled a little bit by William Bloom, but he was bailed out by the foul ball call. But it did look to be a few inches past to the left of that third base line, and it is an 0-1 count on Peters. Faker sets in again, sets. And the next pitch to Peters is grounded right to Bloom at third. Good stop. Throw across the diamond is right on the money to the first baseman, Jeff Mugg, and that will end the inning. So, after a hit and a walk, just a hit and a walk, excuse me, Evan Faker is able to get out of the inning unscathed, and the score will remain at 3-0. Chargers lead the Bishop Dwenger Saints. We'll be right back with the top of the third inning here on CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports. Just about set for the top of the third, and Trey Sanford, the number 8 hitter, takes a first pitch strike at the knees with the fastball from Nichols, and he's quickly back into the windup. And the second pitch is just off the outside corner, and it is a 1-1 count on Sanford, the shortstop. And the third pitch to him is a breaking ball down and away, and it is a 2-1 count now on Sanford. Sanford is a athletic ball player, but he made a mistake in the field in the second inning, and he takes a fastball at the knees, and it is a 2-2 count now on Sanford. Nichols into the windup, and the pitch is swung on and fought off foul by Sanford, and the count will remain 2-2. Nichols already has 2 strikeouts in the game, looking for his third, and into the windup, and the breaking ball. Sanford does not chase, and that runs the count full on him. Nichols is moving very quick here, already into the windup, and the pitch is just off the outside corner, and that will be his second walk of the game. Sanford on to lead off the bottom of the third inning. And that will bring up the number 9 hitter, second baseman Joe Veracco.
Second base, number 27, Joe Veracco.
And the pickoff move to try to get Sanfrey unsuccessful, got away from Wagner at first, but Sanfrey on the ground was not going to be able to advance there. Now Veracco is going to step in. And the first pitch to him is a breaking ball low, just a couple inches off the ground there. And that will be a 1-0 count now on Veracco. Nichols takes a look at Sanfrey at first. Sets, and the pickoff move, pretty good move, but Sanfrey is back in there safely. So still a 1-0 count on Veracco. Nichols into the windup. Sanfrey is going hit and run, executed well, and it's over the head of right fielder Brett Peters. Sanfrey's going to get to third, and Veracco going to get to second, and that's where they'll stop. So, but a misjudged play by Brett Peters. That is going to be a double for Veracco. He might have been blinded by the sun a little bit, and that will bring up the top of the order. Dominic Garrett is up now. He is playing left field today for the Saints. He grounded out to the catcher in his first at bat. Nichols is set. 2 runners on, nobody out, and the pitch is well outside for ball 1. Good block by Lane Lewis to keep that one from going behind him. So, 1-0 count on Garrett, and the second pitch to him is over the outside corner. Good pitch from Nichols for a strike. 1-1 count. Nichols is into the windup again, and the pitch is fouled off, out of play past the Carroll dugout, and it brings the count to 1-2 on Garrett. He is what you want in a leadoff hitter, a shorter, speedier guy with a solid batting average, not a lot of power, pretty common in a leadoff hitter. And a pickoff move to second. Nobody was really covering the bag. McRae makes a good play at short to keep that one from going into center field, which would allow at least 1 run to score. With 2 runners in scoring position, Sanfrey at third and Veracco at second. The 1-2 pitch to Garrett is swung on and dribbled to third. Snyder is going to go across the diamond, and he will get Garrett in time. That will bring 1 run in. That's Sanfrey, and that will allow Veracco to advance to third on the play. And Bishop Dwenger is now down 3-1. That'll bring up the pitcher, Evan Franker. In his first at bat, he grounded out to second base. And the first pitch to him is swung on and hit into right center field. Gonna be cut off by Brunner, but not until 1 run scores Veracco. That'll allow Franker to stay at first. And on the first pitch swinging, Bishop Dwenger within a run. So now it is a 3-2 game, and that'll bring up the catcher, number 18, Cody Miller, who struck out swinging in his first at bat. There was still just 1 out here in the inning. It's been a pretty quick inning so far, considering the circumstances, with 2 runs already and another runner on. But still, Carroll is not out of the woods yet. Pickoff move, and not in time to get Franker was the move from Nichols. Again looking over at Franker, and into the windup. The first pitch to Miller is down and away for ball 1, and Nichols seems to be a little bit distracted by Franker's presence on first base as he's rushing the pitches a little bit. He's barely using a stretch. 1-0 pitch, and a going is Franker, and the throw from Lewis is just late. That one looked like a pretty good throw from here. Yeah, the pitch was a ball up high, and Franker is going to steal the base. It seemed that Lewis's throw was in time. It looked like Williams got his tag in on the knees, but apparently not. And now there's a runner in scoring position at second. The pitch from Nichols is bunted right back to him. Nichols makes a good play, and nobody covering first. Wagner moved up, and that will allow runners to get on the corners with just one out, and Bishop Dwenger is already within one. That will bring up the cleanup hitter, number 33, William Bloom, playing third base tonight.
Third base, number 33, William Bloom.
So Nichols has got to calm down here, regain his composure. There's still just one out in the inning. Pickoff move. A little bit risky with the runner on third, but nothing bad happens as Miller is back in there safely. Again, looking back at him, and the first pitch to Bloom is bunted. And he's going to look the runner back at third and get the out at first. Good fundamentals shown there. That will allow Miller to advance to second, but now there are two outs, and if Nichols can get one more, Carroll will go into the bottom of the third with the lead still. That'll bring up the right fielder, Andrew Gabbett, who struck out swinging in his first at-bat back in the second inning. Two runners are in scoring position with two outs. Bishop Dwenger has gotten two here in the inning to cut the lead to 3-2. Nichols looks in, and the first pitch to Bloom is over the outside corner with the fastball for strike to Gabbett is over the outside corner for strike one. 0-1 count. Nichols is in a rhythm, and the pitch is swung on and hit into high foul territory. Wagner going over, and he is not going to get there. It gets out of play, but now it is an 0-2 count on Gabbett. Nichols is looking for his third strikeout of the game. Gabbett has one of the two. Came back in the second inning. He is set again. He already got a new ball. Looking in at the catcher, Lewis, and the pitch. No, a pickoff move instead. Risky move there with two runners in scoring position, but McRae keeps it in the infield, and nobody will advance. The 0-2 pitch from Nichols is swung on and ripped into center. Brunner coming on, and he makes the catch. He barely had to move to catch that one, and he saves Carroll the lead after 2.5 innings. So after the 2.5 innings, going into the bottom of the third, the score is your Chargers 3, the Bishop Dwenger Saints 2. We'll be right back with the bottom of the third here on CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
Hello everybody and welcome back to CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports. Set for the bottom of the third inning, and due up first is first baseman number 29, Isaac Wagner. In his first at bat, he reached on an error and eventually got to third base. First pitch from Dwenger is fouled off by Wagner for strike one. Wagner on the season hitting .478. He's had 23 at-bats. He's had hits in 11 of them. So very efficient at the plate. Also a pitcher, but not pitching tonight. And the 0-1 pitch to him is a breaking ball. Just misses the inside corner. And it is a 1-1 count now on Wagner. Dwenger is quickly set into the windup, and the pitch is grounded right back to Dwenger. Good play off the mound. Makes the throw to Mugg over at first, and that is out number one here in the bottom of the third inning. That'll bring up left fielder Brayton Carpenter. In his first at bat, he ripped a single into left field, and he eventually got to second base back in the first inning. First pitch from Dwenger is inside, almost came in and hit Carpenter, and it is a 1-0 count. Dwenger set into the windup again, and the 1-0 pitch is again down and in, and it is the count runs to 2-0 on Carpenter. Dwenger set, and the 2-0 pitch is again down, and this time away, and it is a 3-0 count. Thanker into the wind. Up in the 3-0 pitch. It's swung on, grounded into the hole between short and third. And the throw over is not in time from the shortstop, Trey Sanfrey. And Carpenter beats it out with a a infield single. That'll bring up the catcher, Lane Lewis, who reached on an error in the first by the shortstop Sanfrey, and he was stranded there at first. 1 out, runner on first, and the pitch to Lewis is down and away for ball 1. Thanker has lost most of his control here. He has not looked very good this inning. He has managed to get 1 out, but he has not hit the strike zone very well, as there is some activity in the Charger bullpen. The pitch from Thanker is fouled off by Lewis and is a 1-1 count now on him. Lewis is hitting just .222 here in the season with a .286 on base percentage. He has no homers and 5 RBIs. The pitch from Thanker, and going on the pitch was Carpenter. He will steal second base, was swung on and missed by Lewis, and it is a 1-2 count, I believe. The ball was apparently foul tipped, caught by the catcher, and the umpires are going to have a conference here to see if they call him out. Either way, it is a foul ball. Strike 2. No, it is a foul ball, and Carpenter is not on second base. I thought he had the stolen base, but the umpires confer, and they decide foul ball, and no stolen base awarded to Carpenter. So it is a 1-2 count on Lewis. Thanker looks over at him, and the pitch is outside. And, oh, what a great throw from the catcher, Cody Miller, as Carpenter was just barely off the base, and the first baseman Muggs turns around, puts the tag on him. The pitch to Lewis was up high, but that will clear the base paths now. 2 outs. Second time that Miller's made that throw today. The pitch down and in on Lewis with the breaking ball brings the count full, but 2 outs and the base paths empty. The payoff pitch is at the knee, just a little bit low, and that will allow Lewis to go to first with the walk, the third one issued by Thanker today. That'll bring up the pitcher, Keegan Nichols, who grounded to short in his first at bat, hitting .302 on the season. First pitch to him is taken low for ball 1. So it is a 1-0 count on Nichols, who has hit solidly today for the Chargers so far. And the pitch to him is swung on just over the head of Thanker on the mound. And that will allow Lewis to advance to second on the hard hit single right up the middle by Keegan Nichols. And that'll bring up the top of the order again, Corey McRae, up for the third time. He has singles in his first 2 at-bats.
Shortstop, number 12, Corey McRae.
So McRae is up trying to hit in another run. Lewis is in scoring position. The first pitch to McRae up high for ball 1. The Chargers have not scored a run since the first inning when they scored 3. Thanker the pitch, and McRae takes it at the waist for strike 1. Good location over the inside corner, and brings the count to 1-1. Thanker is set on the mound, and the 1-1 pitch to McRae is swung on and missed, and it is a 1-2 count. Pretty good fastball. Showed more speed than he's had last couple of innings. As I'm not sure if we'll see a new pitcher, but there was some activity in the Charger bullpen. It is a 1-2 count. The pitch from Thanker is a breaking ball down and away, and that brings the count to 2-2. Thanker steps back in, appears in at the catcher, and the 2-2 pitch is a check swing. He did not go. Nope, never mind. He did. They appealed to the second base umpire. He says McCray goes around, and that will be strike 3. The first strikeout of the game for Fenker. That will end 3 innings and a little bit of a scoring threat for the Chargers. After 3 innings, the score, the Chargers 3, the Saints 2. We'll be right back with the 4th inning here on CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
Hello and welcome back to CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports. Jeff Mugg due up for the Saints, and he swings at the first pitch and misses it for an 0-1 count. Mugg grounded into a fielder's choice in his first at bat. The 0-1 pitch is grounded to the pitcher's mound. Nichols over to the third baseline to get it, throws over to Wagner at first for out number 1. He's made a couple of nice fielding plays in the game today. And that is a quick out, and that'll bring up the third baseman at number 5, George Tallarico. He grounded out to second in his first at bat. Nichols is set. Tallarico good in the batter's box in the first pitch. Breaking ball down low for ball 1. 1-0 count. And the pitch is a changeup over the outside corner for strike 1. Good pitch from Nichols. He took a little bit off that one. And the 1-1 pitch to Tallarico is swung on and missed again. Took a little bit off of it, and it is a 1-2 count now on him. Looking for his third strikeout is Nichols. The 1-2 pitch is a breaking ball, bounces a few feet in front of the plate. Good block by Lewis, and that is a 2. That brings it to a 2-2 count. The 2-2 pitch from Nichols is swung on and fouled back by Tallarico, and the count remains 2-2. Nichols has given up 2 runs here in 3 1/3 innings pitched. And he's into the windup again. And the pitch swung on and missed by Tallarico for strike 3 and out number 2 of the inning. That is Nichols' third strikeout of the game. And that'll bring up Trey Sanford. And the first pitch to him is a... Oh, I'm sorry. And sorry about that. The pitch for Tallarico apparently did foul it off. I'm sorry, I really thought he struck out. And instead, with the full count pitch, he walks instead. So a little bit of a mistake there on my part. I couldn't see it too well. It really did not look like Tallarico made any contact, but apparently he did. And the next pitch, he puts him on first. Now Trey Sanford is up, and a good pickoff move. Tallarico is just back in there safely. So again, I apologize for the mistake, and Sanford is up, and the first pitch is bunted foul. Tallarico was going on the play, but instead it is an 0-1 count with 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. The Chargers still leading 3-2. Nichols is set back on the mound again. And the 0-1 pitch, he's looking over at Tallarico first, and he will go over, and back in safely is Tallarico. Nichols is paying close attention to him. It looks like he could steal on any pitch here. Looking over again, Nichols sets. He will pitch this time and grounds it right back to short, and the throw over from McCray is in time for out number 2. Good, strong throw by McCray. That will allow Tallarico to advance to second base with 2 outs and bring up the number 9 hitter, Joe Verlaco, the second baseman. Verlaco doubled and scored the Saints' second run back in the 3rd inning. So runner on second, 2 down here in the fourth, and the first pitch to Veracco is just a little bit high for ball one. 1-0 count on Veracco. Nichols is set. Still looking at the runner, and the pitch is a good changeup. Took something off that one. Swung on and missed by Veracco, and it is a 1-1 count. So the 1-1 pitch to Veracco is a little bit up and in for ball two. 2 balls and a strike. Nichols moving at a pretty quick rhythm here, trying to set his own pace, and the 2-1 pitch to Veracco is right down Broadway for strike 2. Good pitch. Good velocity shown on the fastball. He's shown decent speed here, has Nichols, and that brings it to a 2-2 count. The pitch is a breaking ball just off the plate for ball 3, and it is a full count on Veracco. Trying to get out of the inning without allowing another base runner. The payoff pitch is down and away for ball 4. That will not happen. And now there are runners on first and second with 2 outs. And Dominic Garrett, the leadoff hitter, is up for the 3rd time today. He's grounded out twice in his at-bats so far. Back in the 1st and 3rd innings of the game. The first pitch to him here in the 4th is taken just a little bit high for... Nope, it was at the chest, just a high strike. Some of the calls were a little bit delayed here by the home plate umpire. A little hard to tell, but it's an 0-1 count. The second pitch down and away for ball 1. There's no doubt that one was a ball. Breaking ball showed a little bit of bite, but not a lot of control. 2 runners on, 2 down, and the pitch is swung on and grounded to second. Williams is going to make the throw over to first in time for out number 3. So the Saints are retired on no runs, no hits, 2 base runners on 2 walks, but no errors, as after 3.5, the score is Carroll 3, Bishop Dwenger 2. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 4th here on CSBN, your worldwide leader in charge of sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports. Luke Brunner set to lead off the bottom of the 4th inning here for the Chargers, and he is 1 for 2 so far in the game today. The first pitch to him was a breaking ball outside for ball 1. And Brunner has doubled and flew out to center in his first 2 at-bats. The second pitch to him is hit into deep left field, drifting back a few, and not making the catch is Dominic Garrett, and Brunner's going to get into second with the error, I believe. Yep, and that is the 4th error of the game so far for the Saints, and that'll bring up Sam Williams.
Second base, number 2.
Williams has grounded out to second, and he has also singled and gotten to 3rd in the game so far. So 1 for 2 for him also. And Fenker set. The first pitch to him is swung on, ripped into center field, and a great effort to cut off the ball by George Tallarico. That'll make Brunner hold up at 3rd. Williams with a long single on the first pitch. And now there are runners on the corners with nobody out for the cleanup hitter, Trevor Snyder. Snyder does have some power. He's hit 2 home runs on the season. And that is as much as the rest of the team combined. Matthew Meals has both of the other 2. So runners on the corners, nobody out. And the first pitch to Snyder is a little inside for ball 1. Fenker is still in. He's probably thrown a pretty good amount of pitches by now. And the pickoff move, Williams is back in there safely. And he does have 11 stolen bases on the season. He has 2 in this game. So he is a big threat to steal. And if he does, he could put 2 runners in scoring position. And he is going, but the pitch fouled off by Snyder. He could not get the hit and run executed well enough. He fouled, but straight back, well out of play. So it is a 1-1 count now on Snyder, who has walked twice in the game so far. And looking over his finger, and again, pickoff move. Williams not even having to slide back in there safely. So again, Fenker looks in at the catcher, Miller. And the pitch from Fenker is swung on and missed. Nope, just fouled, tipped by Snyder. Either way, it is a 1-2 count now on him, and the runner still on the corners. Nobody is out. Carroll is already leading 3-2. All three of their runs came back in the first inning. Fenker looks over at the runners again, and the pitch is up high for ball 2, and the catcher is going to first again. This one gets by Mugg, and that'll allow Luke Brunner to score. Williams does stay at first. Brings the count to 2-2. The pitch was well high. And that will make it 4-2 Chargers. So the run comes on a throwing error from Cody Miller. It was just not a great throw, as it bounced twice before it got to Mugg there at first, and it allowed Carroll's fourth run to score. Pitch is grounded fair by Snyder down the third base line, and that'll allow Williams to advance to second. Snyder has his first hit. He's been on base all three times, though. And now two runners are on base for Brett Peters, the right fielder. Peters has grounded into a fielder's choice, eventually scored. He's also grounded out to third in the game so far. Peters has a good RBI opportunity. He has 10 on the season. Fenker set, and the first pitch to him is swung on and hit to short. Sanfrey going to second for one, and they'll try to get Peters at first. No luck, and Williams is going to go halfway down the baseline. He advanced to third on the ground ball. They do get one out here on the fielder's choice. Peters is on, and now runners are on the corners with one out, and Carroll already up by 2. Isaac Wagner is up now for the Chargers. Wagner in the game has reached on an error and also grounded out to the pitcher. Fenker is set, looking in, and the first pitch to Wagner is a little bit up high for ball 1. So it's a 1-0 count on Wagner, playing first base tonight for the Chargers, who are up by 2. Bishop Dwenger has not helped himself, committed 5 errors, and the pitch is a strike, and the strategy is going to work for Carroll. On the play was Peters stealing the base, and when the catcher Miller threw down, Williams came in to score with that great speed of his, and that makes it 5-2. Carroll is on the board with 2 runs here in the inning. It is a 1-1 count now on Wagner. The pitch was a strike. This next pitch to him is grounded to short. Sanfrey makes a good play, throws across the diamond, and records out number 2. And on the play, advancing to third, is Brett Peters.
Left field, number 3.
That'll bring up Brayton Carpenter, the left fielder. He has singled twice. He was caught stealing in his last at-bat back in the 3rd inning. So a RBI opportunity for Carpenter. The first pitch to him is a little bit high for ball 1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Carroll has extended their lead to 5-2 over the visiting Saints. And the pitch from Fenker is a breaking ball swung on and missed by Carpenter for strike 1. 1-1 count now. That was the first breaking ball that really seemed to fool one of the Carroll hitters, as it has not been too effective here in the game so far. The 1-1 pitch is a fastball that is just a little bit high for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike now on Carpenter. So Fenker sets. He's not worried about Peters on third for a pickoff move. And the 2-1 pitch is up high for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Dwenger sets, 1 pitch away from putting Carpenter on with the base on balls, and the pitch is over the outside corner for strike 2, running the count full. And a strike here will get the Saints out of the inning without allowing any further damage. So Dwenger sets, and the payoff pitch is swung on and fouled back by Carpenter. He seemed to chase the breaking ball a little bit there, but he was able to fight it off out of play. So it remains a full count. Dwenger is back in the box, back on the mound, and the pitch is up and in for ball 4. Carpenter walks, and now there are runners on the corners with 2 down for Lane Lewis, the catcher.
Number 7, Lane Lewis.
Catcher Lewis in the game has reached on an error, and he's also walked. Yes. So no official at bats, but he's reached base twice. As the crowd is cheering here, we hear a little bit more noise now with Carroll already up by 3. As the pitch to Lewis is ripped to second, and up the middle, that'll score 1 run and bring Carpenter to second, and it is now 6-2. Carroll is on top. That one was ripped by Lewis on the first pitch, too. And that'll bring up the bottom of the order, Keegan Nichols, the pitcher.
15, Keegan
Nichols, and now we're going to have a pitching change. Number 8 is up. Cole Kleinreichert is in now for the Saints, and we're going to have a little bit of a pause here as we'll see how Nichols Kleinreichert does in his warm-up tosses. And the rest of the infield has a conversation while Kleinreichert is in the warm-ups and has throwing a breaking ball. And that was his fastball. It was not fast at all. So Evan Dwenger lasted 3 2/3 innings. He's given up 10 hits, 6 runs. He has walked 1, 2, 3, 4 batters, and he has struck out 1. Kleinreichert doesn't throw overly hard. He doesn't seem to have great control. He seems to be down a lot. And now they're calling Nichols up, and Kleinreichert's just trying to get out of this without allowing another run. There are 2 outs, and the situation is Carpenter is on second, Lane Lewis is on first. Nichols is up. He's 1 for 2 in the game. Kleinreichert looks at the runners, moving a little slower than Dwenger did. And the first pitch is swung on and popped up to second base, drifting back. And, the ball pops out of his glove. And it could not be hauled in by Joe Veracco. Another error. That is 6 for the Saints so far today. And now the bases are loaded with 2 outs for the leadoff man, Corey McRae. McRae has singled twice, and he has also struck out for the Chargers today. This is his 4th at bat already, and he takes a first pitch strike right down Broadway with the fastball. 0-1 count now. And the pitch from Kleinreichert is swung on and hit into right center field. And a sliding attempt by the right fielder, Gabet, is unsuccessful. 2 runs. 2 runs score on the play. Lewis from second. Carpenter scored from third. That advanced Nichols to second. McRae is up on with a hard single, his 3rd of the game, and it is now 8-2. Carroll ahead. Both of those runs will be charged to Dwenger because those were his base runners. Luke Brunner is up now. And the pitch to him is outside for ball one. Two runners are still on for the Chargers for on first and second. Two down here, and they're up by 6. The 1-0 pitch to Brunner from Kleinreichert is swung on and hacked foul down the first base line, bringing it to a 1-1 count. Kleinreichert takes a little bit more time between his pitches. He throws a little bit harder than Fenker did. And he's set now, and taking a look back at the runners. The pitch to Brunner is outside with the breaking ball for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike on Brunner now. Brunner's doubled, flew out, and reached on an error. He scored 1 of the 8 Carroll runs so far. The 2-1 offering from Kleinreichert is swung on, fouled off, well out of play, and it brings it to a 2-2 count now on Brunner. Kleinreichert is set. The 2-2 pitch to Brunner is swung on and fouled off again, and the count remains 2-2. Brunner on this season hitting .286, a solid number. He has hit the ball hard in today's game. He's reached base 2 of the 3 times that he has been up. Kleinreichert is set, and the pitch is swung on and chopped to first. Mugg trying to make the play, but nobody was there to cover for him. And then so the runners advance. Nichols to third, McRae to second, and Brunner is going to first. That will be an infield single. And that'll bring up Sam Williams, a very dangerous player for Carroll, not just at the plate, on the base paths too. And if he gets a hit, this is going to turn into a blowout. And the first pitch to him is hit into right field. Going back is Gabet, and he will make the catch. A very big out there for Bishop Dwenger, and that will keep the score at 8-2. Carroll is ahead. We'll be right back with the 5th inning here on CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports. Cole Kleinreichert, the pitcher, is up now for the Chargers, and he fouls the first pitch back out of play for strike 1. He is now the pitcher up. He took the place of Fenker there in the 4th inning, and we'll see what he can do at the plate, as the 0-1 pitch from Nichols, still on the mound, is a breaking ball that Kleinreichert swings and misses on, and it is a quickly 0-2 on him. The pitch from Nichols is a breaking ball down and away for ball 1. Nichols is still going strong here, and the pitch from him is, that one was bad. That one was a fastball attempt that bounced in the grass before it even got to the dirt, and it is a 2-2 count now on Kleinreichert. The 2-2 pitch is off the outside corner, and that brings the count full after he was ahead 0-2 on Kleinreichert. And the payoff pitch is up high for ball 4, and it's a leadoff walk for the Saints here in the top of the 5th inning. That'll bring up the number 3 hitter, catcher Cody Miller. Miller in the game has struck out swinging. He has also singled, so 1 for 2. Nichols is set, looks over at Kleinreichert, and he'll try the pickoff move. He is back in there safely. And before getting to Miller, Kleinreichert isn't a huge threat to steal, but he wants to make sure. First pitch to Miller is hitting the deep right center field, and it's going to bounce all the way to the wall. Kleinreichert is going to third, and they will stop him there, but it is a long double for Cody Miller, And there are now 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out here in the 5th inning, as there is activity in the Carroll bullpen. That looks like Blake Jackson is up and throwing for the Chargers. And there is going to be a pinch hitter. Joe Vincent is up for William Bloom, and the first pitch to him is a fastball outside for ball 1. So the second pinch hitter of the inning, and the second pitch is a fastball swung on and missed for strike 1. 1-1 count. We have Kleinreichert on third, Miller on second, 2 runners in scoring position, and still nobody out. Carroll is up by 6, and the pickoff move is not in time, trying to get Miller. It is a 1-1 count on Vincent. Right here, he'll take the place of Bloom at third in the bottom of the inning. And the pitch from Nichols is swung on and missed again by Vincent, and it is a 1-2 count. Vincent's been behind the fastballs Nichols has thrown as he's trying to work a Houdini act and get out of the inning here. He is set, and the 1-2 pitch is swung on, and just getting a piece of it to stay alive was Vincent, and the count remains 1-2. Nichols is still moving at a quick pace. He isn't paying a ton of attention to the runners because a pickoff move would be risky. But there's one to third. You don't see that every day. And Kleinreichert is back in there safely, but it's just keeping the runners at bay, but an interesting time for a pickoff move. So the 1-2 pitch to Vincent is swung on and missed, big out. And now there's one down here in the top of the 5th inning. And that'll bring up number 7, another pinch hitter, Dan Connolly.
Number 7, Dan
Connolly is going to be hitting for the right fielder, Andrew Gabet, and who was unsuccessful in his first 2 at-bats. And Connolly getting a chance now. And first pitch, he fouls off down the first base line. And it is an 0-1 count on him, on Connolly. Gabet was playing right field. Nichols in a bit of a jam here, and the pitch is in the dirt, good block by Lane Lewis. And Blake Jackson still throwing in the bullpen. I'm not sure when he's going to come in, if he does this inning. The pitch from Nichols is again in the dirt, and it is a 2-1 count now on Connolly. Nichols is set, and the 2-1 pitch is again in the dirt. Third consecutive pitch in the dirt, and it is a 3-1 count. The walk here would load the bases. And the 3-1 pitch is swung on, and just getting a piece of it was Connolly, and that brings the count full as he fouled it off behind the plate. And if Nichols is able to get the out here, it would be a big out. But if he does walk in, there would be a force at any base. The payoff pitch is outside for ball 4. That will load the bases. With Kleinreichert on third, Miller on second, Connolly on first,
base,
and Jeff Mugg is up. This time we do not have a pinch hitter. Mugg in the game has grounded into a fielder's choice. He is also grounded out to the pitcher. As now there's going to be a meeting out on the mound. Lane Lewis comes out, and Keegan Nichols, that will be it for him. Blake Jackson is coming in as we're going to have a pitching change. So Nichols ends up going 4 1/3, and his last batter was a walk. Blake Jackson, a very tall 6'4" reliever for the Chargers, is on the mound. Jackson, this will be his 6th appearance. He is 1-1 record-wise in 14 1/3 innings pitched. He has struck out 16, giving up 15 hits, 7 walks, He has a whip of 1.535, best on the team, but still high. The pitching is not great here on the JV team. Hitters are hitting .238 against him, and Jackson has a 3.91 ERA. He's a pretty hard thrower, but his control is the problem. He just needs to work on bringing those balls down in the strike zone a little bit, as most of the pitches he misses with are high. The runners on base, all three of them, that if they score, they will be charged to Nichols. So the most he could do is give up 5 runs. Like Franker, he gave up all 8 because even though Kleinreichert was on the mound when when the last 2 were scored, the runners were his, so the runs were charged to Kleinreichert. And Jeff Mugg is up at the plate. He'll be the first one to face Blake Jackson today. With the bases loaded and just 1 out. What the Chargers defense has to remember is that there is a force at all bases. So a ground ball, you want to come home with it and prevent the run. The Chargers are still leading 8-2. Blake Jackson is set, and his first pitch is down low for ball 1. So it is a 1-0 count on Mugg. Jackson set, and the pitch swung on and grounded hard to short. McRae, and they are going to turn to a great play. Corey McRae fields the hard grounder without a problem, flips it to Williams, who has a good turn and throws over to first well in time to get the slow runner of Mugg. So Carroll is going to get out of a big jam, bases loaded with 1 out, without giving up a run in the inning, and that will be the end of 4.5. We'll be right back at the bottom of the 5th. Carroll still up by 6 here on CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger Sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger Sports.
Hello and welcome back to CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger Sports. Trevor Snyder set to lead off the bottom of the 5th, and he hits a towering fly ball to right, but is hauled in by the right fielder Gabet, and that'll be a first pitch out for Kleinreichert to begin the 5th inning. That'll bring up a pinch hitter. Number 5, Alex Bartkus is up for Brett Peters. This is Bartkus' first at-bat of the game, and the first pitch to him. He hits a towering pop-up into foul territory. 3 Dwenger players converge, and it will be hauled in by the left fielder, number 24, Cameron Callenbach, playing in left now. And that'll bring up Isaac another pinch hitter. We're seeing a lot of strategy. Chandler Boggs. Wonder if there's a pretty good baseball name, as he hits a pop-up in the first pitch right to Kleinreichert. And I don't think I've seen this before. A 3-pitch inning. All 3 of the hitters for the Chargers pop up. 1 deep fly ball, 2 pop-ups, and that is a 3-pitch inning. Pretty easy work for Kleinreichert, and that will end the 5th. Very quick there. And we'll be right back with the top of the 6th inning here on CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger Sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger Sports.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger Sports. After a pretty close, if not a record, very close to it, bottom of the 5th that lasted a minute and a half, and a lot of that was me talking at the end, we're ready for the top of the 6th. Another pinch hitter is up, Grant Dowell batting for George Tallarico. He takes the first pitch up and in here in the 6th inning for ball 1. The second pitch is another ball outside this time for 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 pitch from Blake Jackson is up and in, almost comes in and hits Grant Dowell, and he's ahead 3-0 on Jackson. who doesn't have great control. And the 3-0 pitch is right down Broadway for strike one. Taking all the way was Dowell. Jackson has walked 7 in 14 in the third innings, and the 3-1 pitch is up high for ball 4. That's walk number 8 on the season for Blake Jackson. And that'll bring up Trey Sanfrey, who is not having a pinch hitter for him. So we've seen a lot of pinch hitters here the last inning or two for the Saints. And Jackson checks on Dowell at first. Sanfrey in the game has walked and scored. He's also grounded out to short. A pitch from Jackson, and Sanfrey hits a pop up to short. McRae camping out under it. He will make the catch. And the infield fly rule might have been in effect there, but I was watching the Angels-Padres game on Sunday afternoon. It went to 13 innings, and in an attempt to get an extra out, Eric Ibar, the Angels shortstop, purposely dropped a pop-up to try to get a double play, and the umpires called him on it. He did get the one out. As the first pitch swinger is Velasco, he also pops up to McRae here. And another pinch hitter. I'm sorry, telling a story I couldn't tell. Patrick White came up for Velasco in that at bat, and he popped up on the first pitch, and now there are 2 outs. And another pinch hitter, Cameron Callenbach, playing left. He is in place. He is in the place of Dominic Garrett. And the first pitch to him from Jackson is up high for ball 1. There have been a lot of substitutions, but remember, in the high school game, you can come back in and out anytime you want, and it is a 1-0 count to Callenbeck. The second pitch is over the inside corner on the fastball for strike 1. So a 1-1 count now on Callenbeck. The 1-1 pitch is a little bit inside, but it caught the inside corner anyway, and it is a 1-2 count. Good location from Blake Jackson. So runner on first, 2 down, and the 1-2 pitch is swung on it, grounded to short. McRae going the short way. He'll get the out at second. So after a walk, Jackson records 2 pop-ups and a ground-out, and after 5.5, the Chargers lead the Bishop Dwenger Saints 8-2. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 6th inning here on CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports. Braden Carpenter is set to lead off the bottom of the 6th. Carroll up by 6. And Carpenter in the game has singled twice. He's also walked, and he has scored 1 of the 8 Carroll runs. Cole Kleinreichert is still on the mound, and the first pitch to Carpenter is a little outside for ball 1. The infield is playing deep, a couple steps in front of the grass, and the pitch to Carpenter is a little bit inside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Kleinreichert moving quickly here on this pitch, and the 2-0 count. Ripped by Carpenter, lined right to the third baseman, Joe Vincent, who made a fantastic catch. He had some pretty great reflexes there. And he did not even panic. He just put his glove out and made the catch. Good pitch. And another pinch hitter for Lewis. It's going to be Ben Kern. Ben Kern is another one of the catchers as he takes a strike over the outside corner. Ben Kern is the other listed catcher here on the Carroll roster. The 0-1 pitch is just off the plate outside. That'll bring it to a 1-1 count. So Kern, who has not gotten a ton of opportunities, hitting .250 on the season. And the first pitch to him here, he grounds it just over the head of Kleinreichert, and Trey Sanfrey is going to bobble it, and Kern will be safe. And that is error number 7 on the game for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. If I'm their coach, I am going to make them do some defensive drills in their next practice. 7 innings, or 7 errors, and in the 6th inning, that's just pathetic. And Luke Brunner is up now. Nope, another pinch hitter. Blake Jackson is, I'm sorry, not for Luke Brunner. Keegan Nichols, who Jackson came in for. So hitting in the 9 spot. He takes the first pitch ball with Kern on first, and the 1-0 pitch to Jackson. He dribbles to first. Mugg is going to get the out at first base. Kern advances to second, and that is out number 2 on the inning. That'll bring up the top of the order. Corey McCray was supposed to come up, but instead it'll be B.J. Beverly. So still more pinch hitters. Looks like they're trying to get everybody in. Here are both managers. A little strategy game. Kern is on second with 2 outs. And the first pitch to B.J. Beverly is swung on and grounded to third. Joe Vincent cannot handle this one, and that'll allow Kern to advance to third. Runners are on the corners as Beverly gets a first pitch single. That one was a hard hit ball. That one would have been pretty tough for Vincent to catch. Beverly was hitting 343. That average is going to jump up a little bit. And another pinch hitter, you know it, number 27, Austin Ward, is up now. He will be hitting it for Luke Brunner. And with runners on the corners, 2 down. Austin Ward, the first pitch, he pops up to second, and calling him off is Sanfrey, and he will make the catch. So, on 1 hit, and no runs, Carroll is still up 8-2 after 6. We'll be right back with the top of the 7th and final inning here on CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports. Cole Kleinreichert is back up in the pitcher spot. No pinch hitter this time. This will be his second at bat. He walked back in the 5th. First pitch from Blake Jackson is a strike. Over the outside corner. Good little slider. Shows a lot of movement there. So the 0-1 pitch from Jackson is swung on and hit right to Sam Williams at second base. So the line out from Kleinreichert, and there's 1 down here in the 7th. So 2 outs away from victory are the Carroll Chargers, and Blake Jackson on the mound, having a good 2 innings so far of work. And that'll bring up the catcher, Cody Miller. There's a slight delay, only because he had to get off his catcher's gear. But he's set now. Jackson is set and into the windup. The first pitch to Miller. Swung on and into left field, drifting over and not able to get it is number 3, Braden Carpenter. That'll allow Miller to get into second with his second double of the game. That was a good effort from Braden Carpenter. His arms were just not quite long enough. He's 5'8", pretty average height here on the team. But he could not quite get it. And now there's a runner in scoring position with 1 down. And the Chargers 2 outs away from victory. Joe Vincent up for the second time today. He struck out in the 5th. The first pitch is high and tight on Vincent for ball 1. And he has a good RBI opportunity to bring Bishop Dwenger within 5. But unless they tie it or take the lead, we'll be done after 2 more outs. The pitch from Jackson is swung on and missed. Vincent, I don't think, saw that one very well. He was well under it, possibly expecting more of a break on the pitch. So it is a 1-1 count on Vincent, and the pitch fell back out of play, and it is a 1-2 count now on him. He has already struck out once today in his only at-bat. So Jackson is set, looks back at Miller on second base, peers in at the sign from Kern, and the pitch to Vincent swung on and missed in the dirt. Kern tags him just to be safe, and that is out number 2. So that'll bring up Connolly again, Dan Connolly. He walked in his first at-bat back in the 5th, and the Chargers 1 out away from victory. The Saints down to their final out. Jackson's first pitch is swung on it, grounded foul down the third base line. 0-1. Jackson's shown better control. He's only walked once so far in the game. And he is just 2 strikes away now from victory. Jackson, 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed by Connolly. Good breaking ball from Jackson in the dirt. Had a lot of bite, a lot of rotation. Tough for Connolly to lay off. And now the Saints are down to their final strike. Jackson is set. And the 0-2 pitch is taken low for ball 1. 1-2 count now on Connolly. Connolly walked in his first at-bat. 1-2 count. Miller is on second. And the 1-2 pitch from Jackson swung on and fouled off by Connolly, and we're still 1-2. Jackson wiping the sweat off of his head, and it is still a cool, gorgeous day for baseball. No wind really, just a beautiful day. And the 1-2 pitch is swung on and foul-tipped just barely by Connolly. And it is still a 1-2 count. Jackson keeps fighting, trying to throw more strikes, trying to get the last strike or last out, no matter how he gets it. And in the game, Carroll is up 8-2. Jackson is set, and the 1-2 pitch again. Inside, Connolly is backed off the plate a little bit, and that brings the count to 2-2 on Connolly now. Jackson is still trying to get that last out. And the 1-2 pitch again, swung on foul back. 2-2 pitch, and it is still 2-2. So Jackson starting to fatigue maybe a little bit here as Connolly's putting up a good fight, not wanting this game to end. And the pitch is fouled off again by Connolly. That one from Jackson was right down the middle, and he's just thinking, oh, come on. I want to get this guy out already. But Connolly is showing great tenacity here at the plate. He is not going to give up on this game. Again, the 2-2 pitch is up high. Jackson seems to be getting a little frustrated, and that runs the count full. Runner on second, and still down to the final strike are the Saints, and it is a full count now on Connolly. The payoff pitch from Blake Jackson is going to hit him. So Jackson is a little bit frustrated, obviously. He's just going to put Connolly on, and that will bring up Jeff Mugg for his fourth at-bat. He grounded into a double play in his last at-bat back in the 5th. Jackson trying to just get the out now. He's gotten Connolly disposed of. Now he's on first. And the first pitch to Mugg. Oh, right down Broadway for strike 1. Good fastball. So it is an 0-1 count now on Mugg. Mugg has grounded into a fielder's choice, grounded out to the pitcher, and grounded into the double play. Jackson checks back at Miller on second base, trying to make sure he doesn't steal, but he has not gone once, even with that long at-bat from Connolly. The pitch from Jackson is fouled back out of play, and again, 0-2. Again, the Saints down to the final strike. We'll see if Mugg can keep the game alive like Connolly did, and he did a great job fighting back from that 0-2 deficit. Mugg, though, will pop up over to first base, drifting over is Wagner, and he will make the catch for out number 3 and the end of the game. So here, the final from the Dean R. Gorsuch Athletic Complex is your Chargers 8, the visiting Bishop Dwenger Saints 2. We'll be right back with the postgame show here on CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
Hello and welcome back to CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports. This is your postgame show. Once again, the final score was Bishop Dwenger losing to your Chargers 8-2 here at the D.R. Gorsuch Athletic Complex. Now to go through the stats, first the pitchers. The winning pitcher today for the Chargers was the starter Keegan Nichols. He went 4 1/3, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, both of them were earned, 5 walks, 3 strikeouts. So East improved the walk total, but it didn't seem so bad because they were a bit spread out. Relieving him the rest of the game was Blake Jackson. He did not get the decision. Went 2 2/3, giving up just 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts for him. On the other side, the losing pitcher for the Bishop Dwenger Saints tonight was number 9, Evan Finker. He went 3 2/3, giving up 10 hits, 8 runs, all of them were earned, 4 walks, and 1 strikeout for him. Not a very hard thrower. Cole Kleinreichert came in relief, and he pitched the remaining 2 1/3 for the Saints, giving up 2 hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. So not a very creative line he had there, but he was fairly effective in his 2 1/3 innings of work. Going through the lineups now, for Dominic Garrett went 0 for 3. He grounded out 3 times, and Cameron Cowan grounded out to short in his at-bat. Finker went 0 for 2 in his 1 for 2. He grounded out and singled. He stole a base. Kleinreichert walked and lined out in his 2 at-bats. Cody Miller went 3 for 4. He struck out, singled, and doubled twice. William Bloom went 0 for 1. He walked, he grounded out, and then Joe Vincent came in, struck out twice as a pinch hitter. Andrew Gabet came in. He, in his 2 at-bats, struck out, flew out to center, and then Dan Connolly walked and then was hit by a pitch in the 7th when he had a fantastic at-bat. Jeff Mugg went 0 for 3. He grounded into a fielder's choice. He grounded out. He grounded into a double play, and he also popped up out to first to end the game. George Tallarico went 0 for 1 with a ground out to second. He also walked, and Grant Dowell as a pinch hitter, he also walked. Trey Sanford went 0 for 2. He walked and scored a run, and he grounded out and popped out. And then finally, Joe Veracco in the 9th spot went 1 for 1. He doubled and scored. He also walked. And then Patrick White came in as a pinch hitter, and he popped out to short. And then for your Chargers, Corey McCray had the first 4 at-bats for him. He singled 3 times, and he struck out. B.J. Beverly singled in his at-bat back in the 6th. Luke Brunner went 2 for 3. He doubled, singled, flew out to center, reached on an error, and Austin Ward popped out to short in his at-bat in relief. Sam Williams went 2 for 4, 2 singles, a ground out, and a flyout. Trevor Snyder went 1 for 2 with a single, a flyout, and 2 walks. Brett Peters went 0 for 1 with a ground out. He had 2 fielder's choices that he eventually scored on both. And then Alex Bartkus flew out to left in relief of him. Isaac Wagner went 0 for 2, grounded out twice. He also reached on an error. And then Chandler Boggs grounded out popped out to the pitcher. Braden Carpenter went 2 for 3 with 2 singles. He lined out to third. He also walked and scored a run. Ray Lewis went 1 for 2 with a single and a run, a walk, reached on an error. Ben Kern reached on an error in his only at-bat. And then finally in the pitcher spot, Keegan Nichols went 1 for 2 with a single, a ground out. He reached on an error, and Blake Jackson grounded out to first. So those are your lineups. This is the last CSBN broadcast of the 2011-2012 school year here at Carroll High School. I know I'll be back next season for the basketball and baseball just like this year. It's been a lot of fun up here in the booth. I hope you enjoyed listening to all of the broadcasts. Still going on, though, is some sectional action right over there on the softball field. The Carroll girls are playing right now. They are up 3-0, as I can see from the scoreboard here in the booth at the baseball field. Got pretty good vision. And that's just about going to wrap it up. I was thinking about making a comment at the beginning of the game that the finals might have been still in the minds of the players. They might have been tired, but they did not seem to be affected at all. They won by 6. Their pitching was good. They had no errors, and Bishop Dwenger had 7. That's just horrible fielding. They definitely need to improve on that. And we'll see what all 3 of the teams that we broadcast do, the varsity and JV boys and the softball varsity girls, do in their sectional runs and the playoff runs. Well, I know the boys varsity team finished up 21-7, a little bit down from their years as back-to-back state champions, but they are still a good, formidable team that you do not want to face in the sectionals. So that'll wrap it up here from CSBN. Once again, the final score was the Chargers 8, the Bishop Dwenger Saints 2. I'm Matthew James. We'll see you back here next year on CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You've been listening to Charger Baseball on CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.